Punchline is the kind of anime I hear a lot of mixed opinions on. A lot of people don't know what to think about it at first, and some people might have even dropped it after the first few episodes. But today I want to talk a bit about Punchline and tell you whether it is a good anime or not. First, let's start off with the plot. Our main character, Yuta, lives in an apartment complex with 4 other girls. Mikatan, Ito, Meika, and Rabura. The story essentially revolves around their lives for about 10 days after a bus hijacking. The bus that was being hijacked had 3 of these main characters on board, and ended with Yuta, our main character, having his spirit ejected from his body. But it doesn't only get ejected because that would be too simple. During this bus hijacking, we find out that our main character, Yuta, goes into a powered up state after seeing a girl's panties. Based off of that one scene in the anime's opening where our main character, again Yuta, is running away from a bunch of panties, you would probably assume that this anime is just another perverted action anime. However, that, my dear friends, is where you would be wrong. But you can't really say that until later on in the anime, so let's talk about the events after the hijacking. This is where the anime starts to go downhill a bit, and where people found a bit of a problem with this anime. For half of the series, we follow Yuta's spirit as he interacts with other girls in the house. The 6 episodes or so where this takes place is very slow paced and not a lot very interesting happens. But one thing we learned is very major to the plot is that a giant meteor is headed towards Earth and Yuta is the only one who can stop its collision. This main event, along with the first 6 episodes of the series, is where we get the basis of the plot for the rest of the series, basically the second half of it. Now, I'm not sure if you guys ever heard of this in your entire life, but this anime actually reminds me of a German movie called Run Lola Run. And I know I'm getting like entirely off topic, but let's just talk about this for just 1 second. In Run Lola Run, our main character Lola basically has to run to get $1 million from her father and get it to her boyfriends within an hour so the mafia doesn't kill her boyfriends. Only thing is, within this hour she makes mistakes, so she actually fucks up twice. As she makes these mistakes, basically whenever she makes a mistake, it starts right over from the beginning of the movie where we start off with her getting this phone call where she needs to get $1 million for her boyfriend or else she's gonna get killed. Essentially, what the thing is with this movie is that you're watching the movie about 2 to 3 times just to see the same events happen but in different fashion. So without giving entirely too much away, that's essentially how Punchline also works. Only Yuta can stop the meteor from hitting Earth, but if he makes a mistake, then he has to start all over and do it again and do it right. There's also some plot elements involving 3 characters in the series, but I can't really tell you guys about that without giving away too much or spoiling for you guys. Aside from the story, we also have a beautifully animated anime with vibrant colors and a good amount of well-animated panty shots. Wow, that sounded weird. I swear this stuff sounds so much better in my head when I'm writing my scripts. So what exactly are the best parts about this anime and why do people drop it so early? In my opinion, this is a very well-rounded anime with a complete story, character development, very cool action scenes, quite a bit of ecchi, and also a bit of humor as well. So honestly, it's a very good anime, it's just it does terribly with its pacing and getting the message out to the viewer in enough time. If you watch the first episode alone, then you would have no other choice but to believe that this is pretty much a fan service anime where a dude just randomly sees panties from the girls in his apartment complex. And of course, you would also assume it's basically all for fan service and probably nothing else. That right there is the major issue with this anime. It's just that it doesn't really pull you in with all the story that it later on presents to you when things get really deep and interesting. I'm sure that if you haven't seen this anime yet, but you've already seen this review and maybe some other reviews out there, you know this is a good anime and it's probably worth a watch. But for those who dropped it, I definitely can see why they have done so. It's like I've said before, an anime has to present itself for what it is and pretty much stick with that for the rest of the series. With this anime, it presents itself as being a fan service anime, but it has a lot more underneath that we don't even know about until episode 6. I mean, even with other anime, you might have the same situation except backwards, where it presents to you a really good story, but somewhere down the line it gets just shrouded in panties and cleavage. It's something fairly minor right now, but the point is this anime is very good. Even when it came to the other girls who live in the same apartment complex as Yuta, I was interested in their stories and even became a little attached to some of them, especially Makeup. Nah, I don't want to sound weird, but she's cute, okay? That sounded much better in the script. So will you be watching Punchline? If you've already done so, what did you think about it? Tell me all your thoughts in the comment section down below. And also don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe for other anime reviews like this one or other videos. If you want to see other stuff, then go ahead and subscribe. You can look at my channel and see what I have too. I got some cool stuff, I think. And for now, it's me, NextLevelOtaku, saying stay good, and I'll see you guys later.